What it do, comic bros? Y'all know who it is. It's your boy Super Duper, SUPASHAUN, man. And today we gonna do a segment I like to call Where the Bros At. And this is where I jump to other YouTube comic book content creators in, you know what I'm saying, react to their video, you feel me? So today, the bros is at where? Thinking Critical. They brought up Gail, SIMONE, and her taking over Xmen. And y'all know I rock with the Xmen. And Gail SIMONE is my Pacific Northwest native. Her being from Oregon and me being from that dub, Washington. So, yo, I gotta react to this.
We know Tom Brevoort is taking over as the senior editor of the Xmen line. He's going to be the head of X, and apparently he's offered this job to everybody, including like Brian Michael Bendis. We know Remender was in there and a lot of people. They've all turned him down. And we finally ended up at Gail SIMONE. Doc, you are the Xmen aficionado himself. Xmen is the reason that you're still a lifelong comic book fan. And I imagine you're more excited than anybody right now.
Gail has a little bit of history in the X office, but it's on very, very tangentially related books. She did Deadpool and got it canceled. Gail has never been, I've never been a big fan of hers.
The last thing I remember Gail SIMONE doing
I wouldn't say that she got Deadpool canceled. It did get canceled, but it did relaunch as Agent of X, where it ran for 10 more issues, man. And her Deadpool, it wasn't terrible. I wouldn't say it was great, but it was straight, man. It wasn't trash or nothing like that. Let's keep it moving.
Was like a Domino miniseries that I don't think anyone even remembers at this point, and it wasn't that long.
Yo, did Wes bring up the Domino? Did Wes bring up the Domino miniseries? Hold up, let's super dig in the crates real quick. Let's super dig in them crates, man. Oh, you talking about Hot Shots? Yo, hey, I did love her Domino work, you feel me? And yes, it ran for 10 issues, and then it got canceled, but then, hey, she came back, wrote an annual, and the 6-issue miniseries of Hot Shots. And Cowgirl is a legendary side character, bruh. She needed her own miniseries. Hey, I rock with Hot Shots. I have to say I disagree respectfully on that one because I really rock with her Domino work. You heard? Let's keep it moving.
Now, some people might be wondering, Wes, where is this all coming from? Marvel Comics is previewing its Free Comic Book Day 2024 titles, including a look at next year's big Avengers crossover and what could be our first hit at what's to become of the X-Men following the end of Krakoa. Gail SIMONE is listed as a co-writer of Free Comic Book Day Blood Hunt X-Men #1, leading to the apparent conclusion that SIMONE's contributions will be on the X-Men side in a story that Marvel has only revealed will be about Jubilee, and which will set up the next era of X-Men. And I have talked to a few people who have confirmed.
I think she will write a mean Jubilee series. What y'all think? I think she could get in her bag writing a Jubilee series. Kind of like how she was in her bag on that Batgirl shit. You feel me? Let's keep it moving.
Gail SIMONE will be writing the X-Men office, and she will likely be writing like the flagship book. Just when you think like the X-Men can't get any lower, when it can't get worse, like you do always get worse news.
Jerry Duggan was already a bit of a low water
Jerry
mark.
Duggan was terrible. Hey. But when he was writing it, Doc and Wes used to be going in around that time. I remember that. It was legendary. Let's keep it moving.
Going with Gail as the head writer, this reeks of absolute desperation. This is a poor choice, but it might be their only choice at this point. And I'm leaning towards it being their only choice because she's the only one dumb enough to take the job.
Well, she's also one of the few people that's probably dumb enough to.
They like if the great Jonathan Hickman couldn't bring X-Men to prominence, Gail SIMONE doesn't stand a chance. Yo, what they used to call that boy? Hey, it's better than generic Duggan. They used to call him up a generic Duggan, yo. But hey, this is the great X-Men. This is the flagship. You feel me? So This is like the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to the Lakers and being bummed. You can't come to LA with that Memphis Grizzly energy. You know what I'm saying? This is the Lakers. This is the big market. This is Xmen. This is the flagship. This is the big market. This is New York City, baby. This is Xmen, baby. Let's keep it moving.
What they were doing during the Krakoa era was good. Her writing sensibilities, especially as of late, the last, 8 years or so, are very much in line with the Leah Williams and the Tini Howards of the world, where you write really bad stories that no one wants to read. And that's why she's fallen from grace so far. She was never A-list, but she was never like Z-list like she is right now.
What the hell has she written in the last 5-10 years that wasn't something that got canceled and then she threw a temper tantrum?
Hey, bro. She can't be Z-list, bro. She's better than those writers that you just named. She's miles ahead of them. Let's see. 2022, she wrote The Variants. It was a 6-issue miniseries about Jessica Jones. And that was not bad. That was kind of dope. That was fine. It was a little different. And I felt like they took that idea, the variant stuff, and kind of moved it over to Loki. Hey, that's just my opinion. But I'm talking about the TV show Loki. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. And I thought it was fire. Hey, 2018, she wrote, what was it for Image Comics? She wrote Crosswind. That ran for about five issues. And before that, she did Clean Room. 2015, that was 18 issues. And Clean Room was fire, y'all. You really can't hate on Clean Room. It's creator owned. I know it's not like superhero centric, but it was dope. So come on, y'all. I think y'all being a little too hard on Gail, but that's just my opinion. Let's keep it moving.
She was never a sales juggernaut by any stretch, but has she done anything that's lasted more than six issues in the last 10 years? She doesn't seem terribly interested in sticking around on anything.
Now, she is out there not completely confirming that she's coming to the X-Men office, but we kind of all know that at this point. She did tweet some stuff out there after the solicitation went out there and people kind of caught on what was going on with Free Comic Book Day, saying, love you all. Hope you all have a fantastic week. I am working on one of the most thrilling comics projects I've ever been a part of with incredible collaborators. And it's like rainbows everywhere I look. I always enjoy making comics, but this is special. Let's be happy. I just can't be happy knowing that Gail Simone's taking over X-Men, Doc. No way.
I guess it could be worse. I'm not sure how, but I guess it could.
It could be way worse, y'all. It could be way worse. At least she has the experience. At least she's wrote something that's legendary. Wonder Woman, legendary. Batgirl, legendary. Shall I continue, man? I think Batgirl's her magnum opus, if you ask me. Let's keep it moving.
How could it be worse?
Well, here's the thing. It is theoretically possible. You could end up with Stephanie Phillips and Riley Rossmo as the creative team of the flagship X-Men book. That would actually be worse.
I would say Capwolf and the Howling Commandos 1 and 2 are better than anything that Gail Simone's written in the last 7 years of her career.
I understand that.
It'd be a step up,
I entirely disagree, but that's a limited
you're right.
series.
It's not Vita Ayala taking over X-Men. It's not Leah Williams taking over X-Men, or T. Franklin, or even Steve Fox or Steve Orlando.
Westo and Strays. Everybody getting hit. Shots fired. Man down. Let's keep it moving.
And some of the other really, really bad writers out there.
No,
but it's not that big of a step up. She's in that peer group, at least to me.
She's not that far removed from that group, and I don't think any of them could be the head of X or even the flagship writer of, well, honestly, anything other than.
I don't think Steve Fox could be the flagship writer of his own Substack newsletter. I don't think Leah Williams could be the head writer of her own fucking Twitter feed and actually get anyone to fucking care.
Yeah, I mean, am I disappointed that you're going to end up with Gail Simone in this position? Yes, this is a brand that has been utterly and completely demolished in the past 3 years. I put a lot of that blame on Jonathan Hickman himself. He set this shit up, and ruined the brand because he was taking a big risk whenever he started making all the changes that he did to the X-Men brand. There was a lot of ways that it could go wrong, and it did in every single conceivable way. Anyone that has
way too many cooks in the kitchen on that Jonathan Hickman run. Way too many cooks in that kitchen, man. You feel me? Way too many braiders in the hair. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let one person go in there, let that thing cook, let that thing melt, let that thing slow roast. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Hey, we thought Powers of, when he made, what was it? Powers of 10, Powers of X. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The one everybody was excited for. We thought we was gonna get more of that. We really ain't get that to the vault. To about issue 6 in the Krakoa run. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it moving.
Any possibility of having a career beyond this next 12 months wouldn't take this job. Now, Gail, she has the opportunity here to
become relevant again.
To become relevant, to resurrect her career. If she can somehow resurrect the X-Men, I don't think she has ever been equipped to do it in her entire career. Even at, back on her Birds of Prey era, when she was relatively new into the industry and was a breath of fresh air or whatever the fuck they were saying about her in the 90s whenever she first came in. I mean, she's slightly less incompetent than
Prey, Fire, Secret 6, Fire, Wonder Woman, Fire, Batgirl, Fire. Her Red Sonja was dope. She got some dope work out there, man. At least we got somebody that's got some legendary runs under her belt, man. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, what does that mean, though? It is, comic book industry is a what have you done for me lately industry. Kind of like the music industry. Janet Jackson told him, what have you done for me lately? Oh, yeah. Let's keep it moving.
The folks that are currently there.
The reaction has been mixed, but certainly more leaning towards this is an enormous mistake. But if you go to Reddit, there's a post on it talking about this, and apparently like the Reddit people have like banned anybody that might have an opinion against this, and it was really funny to look at. There was one I'll talk about just as what people that are trying to defend this move are actually saying, and it ain't much of a defense. This is what Mateo Lucas said on Reddit. Feel like she hasn't reached anywhere close to her best work, Birds of Prey and Secret 6, in years, but her newer stuff has been mostly fine or inoffensive, and that's miles better than the worst X-Men has offered. Her Domino really didn't feel like Domino, but it was a fun little story about a silly, horny special agent. I guess could work with the right X-Men. I've seen her tweet that she hates Cyclops. I mostly took them as jokes, but I hope she either doesn't write him or doesn't make him the butt of every joke to troll people on Twitter. Stories motivated by Twitter spats are always crap, and I like Cyclops. Would I prefer to see her write X-Factor from the comedic angle or X-Force to maybe reach those Secret 6 heights again, exploring more underground characters, which is her strength? But I'm open-minded. At best, expect a really great story. At worst, expect some silly, dumb, horny, throwaway story. I think they've got a little bit backwards.
I'm saying, give her the right characters. Give her a Jubilee. You feel me? Give her an Iceman. Give her a Phantom X. Give her a little Deadpool. You know what I'm saying? Give her a Spiral. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The girl with the girl that had the bones. You know what I'm saying? She grow the bones and then she grow the bones out of her and she toss the bones at y'all. I know what I'm talking about. She from Mojo's world. Give her a long shot. You feel me? Give her characters like that where she could really create her own ideas and explore new heights with them. And I think she do a good job, man. Come on, man. Hey, let's keep it moving.
There, Doc. I think at best you can expect some silly, dumb, horny throwaway story, and at worst, I think you could see a further bottoming out of X-Men from a quality and storytelling standard, with her in charge not being anywhere close to what her prime was, and her prime wasn't good.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's where I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a dumb throwaway story that fills some time, doesn't further damage the brand, and maybe, gets a little bit of the fun back, and not like a bunch of people like eating pastries in a fucking field while talking about their feelings kind of fun, because that shit wasn't fun for fucking anybody.
Hey, we better not get no X's swords. You know what I'm saying? Drinking contest, one-legged sack race, a jump rope, Jimmy. We better not get none of that, man. Come on, bruh. Let's keep it moving.
On a little stupid adventure. I don't think even Gail Simone is capable of doing worse than the current, but I feel like not improving upon it might actually be making it worse, because even then, changes in leadership, changes in writing can't fix the brand. That might be a death knell for it.
I don't think that Gail Simone is capable of writing anything close to her best works like Birds of Prey and Secret Six. Gail Simone has always really leaned heavily on good, solid dialogue, and it was a little bit too funny and a little cutesy wootsy, but it was always pretty solid. And I will say this, I do think Gail Simone has been hurt more than most people by the advent of social media and kind of taking over conversations, to where I don't think that she's capable of writing dialogue that good anymore, just because of the way she's been affected. She's almost like a new person now.
Yeah, I mean, Gail's work has been completely infected with Twitter speak. When she was in the X Office and was on Deadpool, and then she was on, I think it was Agent X, it fit her kind of cutesy wootsy pre-Twitter speak and Joss Whedon-esque dialogue. It fit her very well. I don't think it works for X-Men, and I do think that her more recent work in comics has been, I mean, she's got TikTok brain. It's not how any actual person speaks to other people. I don't know, she may be one of those people that outside of conventions since COVID hasn't really been in public and talk to normal people in normal people settings. I don't know. I don't want to speculate on that, but she seems like the type that would have been, that still 3 years later, almost 4 years later, is hiding in their house. That's the impression that I get of her. I could be entirely wrong. So she might have been completely damaged. And maybe if she gets the fuck out of the house and goes and talks to normal people outside of a comic convention and outside of other TikTok-brained, Twitter-addled comic book pros, and has a normal conversation with the fucking butcher at the grocery store or some waiter at a diner, maybe she'll start getting back to being able to have decent dialogue. But until then, no, she's suffering from way too much Twitter brain.
And if you are an X-Men,
yo, they both make a great point on that. Because look, it's kind of like a quarterback. You gotta have the next play attitude. You know what I'm saying? If you still thinking about that interception that you threw last play, hey man, you ain't gonna throw no touchdown. You gonna go down there and muck it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, Gail, she listening to all the Twitter people. She listening to the posts. She looking at, saying this and that, saying this and that. She go in there and she mess up the story. So yeah, does she had that attitude, that mindset to go in there and just get in her bag, her Wonder Woman bag, her Batgirl bag. You know what I'm saying? Her Birds of Prey bag, her legendary DC bag. One thing about this ain't DC, this is Marvel. And it's just like Bendis. When Bendis was at DC, writing Justice League, writing Legion of Superheroes, man, it was not that deal. But when he was like writing Spider-Man, the new Avengers, we got some good Bendis. See, some of these people are better at writing Marvel, some of these people is better at writing DC. But this is the end of Where the Bros At! Shout out to Wes and Doc for the video on Thinking Critical. If y'all ain't subscribed to Thinking Critical, go to my man's channel and subscribe to it. And if you watching Power Comics right now and you ain't subscribed, man, what is you doing? Like, what is you doing? And if you love it, sub it. If you hate it, Fake it and sub it anyway. You feel me? I'm your gracious host, Super Duper Sean, and this has been a segment of Where the Bros At? And I'm out, you heard?